Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Afyon, Turkey, round 17 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. This is the MXGP of Turkey, and we are almost home and dry, just a couple of rounds to go, but we've still got a couple of studio shows to do here. Our first guest is in place, Searle Hits, but also coming up on the show, we have Steve Dixon, who is the team owner for Bike It DRT Kawasaki, and Tommy Searle from Monster Energy Kawasaki. Tommy Searle, if you couldn't understand my English there. But before we carry on with the start with the show, Lisa, here we are, penultimate round. We've almost got, well, I mean, we've had a lot of Champions Crown, but we've got two more to go this weekend. Could be a busy weekend.
Yeah, we've got the WMX, we've got the EMX 2T Champions. It's not over until it's over, is it?
It's
two more to go, which are the most important.
All right, well, let's start the show. As you can see, he's already in place. Searle Hits from Monster Energy Khmer Yamaha MX2. Searle, you're third in points in the championship, but it's been a bit of a roller coaster, hasn't it? Been up and down, and it's not been easy, has it?
No, for sure not. It was already a really good season for me with 5 podiums, but the last couple rounds I made some mistakes and crashed a couple times, so the results weren't that good. But I'm still third in the championship, so I really want to fight to keep the third place and hopefully get some good results the last 2 rounds.
Obviously, last year was your first year in the championship. You finished 8th overall. You got 1 podium. What was the goal at the beginning of the season? What would you have been happy with? And have you exceeded that? Have you done better than your original goal?
Yeah, I think so. My goal was to finish in around 5th place. So now I'm third in the championship. So that's already a little bit better. And yeah, it was just a good season, and I hope to keep the 3rd place, and then it was better than I expected. Mm-hmm.
Well, you got your first podiums in Holland and Trentino, but it was in France where you went that one better and you got your first race win. We've got a clip here, actually. How important was that race win for you?
Yeah, it was really nice. It was my first win in the MX2 class, and I was just really happy with that. I was riding really good that weekend, and it was nice to beat Prado for the first time in the season.
Yeah, but it was the way you did it, though, wasn't it? Coming from the back and then passing Prado. I mean, how did that feel? That must have been an incredible moment as well.
Yeah, it felt really good. Like I said, I felt really good on track all weekend. And yeah, it was just a special weekend for me. I really liked the track in France, and everything went well.
Did it feel like perhaps a weight had been lifted with that race win? So in your mind, you're like, I did it. I knew I could do it. And you proved that to everyone, including yourself.
Yeah, maybe. It's always really difficult to get your first win. And then to get the second win is even more difficult, I think. But I'm just going to keep working hard and hope that I can win one more again.
Well, in terms of your season, when we look at the results, it seems like this year has been split in 2. The first part of the season, there were a lot of top 3 race finishes and all your podiums. But since Latvia, it's been very up and down, a lot of inconsistency, some of it not your fault, of course. Why has it been so difficult the second half of the season for you? Is it just the travel, or have you just been unlucky?
Yeah, I got a few mechanical issues, but I also made some mistakes by myself. So I don't know. Just didn't feel so good in the second half of the season, but I'm still working hard and trying to turn things around again. Yeah.
And obviously, you're now in a real fight for 3rd place in the championship because of some of those little mistakes and problems. Tom Vial is just 7 points behind now. So is it a case of the final 2 races, the final 2 rounds? It's kind of all or nothing, isn't it? You really have nothing to lose. You have to put everything 110% in every race.
Yeah, it's really close between us, so I think we just need to go out there and do our best, and that's more we can do more. So I think just try to have a couple of good starts, and that would really help me.
Okay.
Absolutely. Well, we've got a few questions on social media for you, Searle. The first from Luciferian Uplord. What is your favourite race memory?
Yeah, I think my first race win in France is really my favorite. Yeah.
Okay, obviously I thought you'd say that. Leonard Serstians.
Did you get that right?
Hopefully I got that one right. When did you start riding dirt bikes?
I think when I was 4 or 5 years old. I did my first race when I was 6, so I've been riding already for a long time.
Yeah, wow, okay. Theo Lefebvre, 09. What is your goal for the Motocross of Nations?
I think the goal of Team Belgium is to get on the podium, but there are a lot of strong teams, so it's going to be a really nice race, I think, and just want to have fun, and when all goes well, I think we can have a chance for the podium.
Yeah, okay. And finally, Nick 1417. Do you like chicken wings? You can't beat a good chicken wing. I love a good chicken wing.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What kind of chicken wing do you like?
Spicy, sweet.
Spicy.
Yeah, spicy. Yeah.
I quite like breadcrumbed chicken wings.
Yeah, that's also nice.
Yeah, yummy, yummy.
Have you been to Mr. Ribs?
No.
You don't know? Near where I live.
Mr. Ribs.
Mr. Ribs.
Do they do chicken ribs?
They do chicken wings, they do ribs, they do chicken everything. Oh, dude, seriously? I'll take you there.
I think
Yummy.
we need to go there. Yeah.
Yeah, we will. But seriously, this weekend now, obviously, it's the first time here for you. What are your first impressions of the track, the ground, and everything?
Yeah, the track looked really good yesterday. The ground is really nice, so I think we will have a lot of ruts and also some deep bumps. So I think it's going to give some good racing, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and in terms of the ground, we had a lot of riders actually when they arrived in Antalya posting big rain pictures and everything. We've not had any rain here, so the ground is quite dry. Did you watch this race last year to sort of see the nature of the ground, how it changed during the race? Because I think it's going to be quite hard pack again, even though they've ripped it quite heavy. Yeah,
I watched the race last year, and the ground looked really nice. Also, when they watered the track, it looked even better. So I think it's going to be really good this weekend, and I'm looking forward to riding here for the first time because I was injured last year. So yeah, it will be nice.
Obviously, we've not seen a map or a layout of the track for China next week. That's the next race. First of all, are you going home after this one, or are you going to go direct to China?
No, I go home on Monday, and then we leave to China on Wednesday again. So it's short, but I think it's better to go home first.
Yeah. I'm also jumping that trip.
You're going to be home for like an hour or something, aren't you?
No. We get a couple of days at home. We're good. And then finally, like as we said, the championship is down to really you and Tom now. How are you feeling in yourself? Are you kind of nervous about it, or are you just going to go ahead and do your normal thing? And how important actually is someone like Marnik Bevoorts, to you at this moment?
Yeah, he's helping me, giving good advice, so that's nice. And I just go out there and do my best. I don't have too much expectations. I just want to do my best and hope to have two solid motos this weekend, and then we will see.
Do
Okay.
you know what I didn't realise that I only found out earlier is that we're actually like 1,000 metres above sea level. We're at altitude here. Can you feel the difference when you're out there, or do you make any changes to the bike for something like that?
Not yet, but I think after the first practice we will see, and then I think we need to change the bike a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Well, look. At the moment, we are still waiting for Mr. Dixon. I'm keeping an eye on him, but he's not called
Dixon.
He's not called Last Minute Dixon for nothing, is he? But I think we're going to take a chance here. I guess we've got some spotters out looking for him, but we are going to. In fact, I can see him now. So, Jago Kits, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jago.
Here's some highlights. So, from where were we last time out? Sweden?
I don't know. Sweden?
Here's MX2 Race 2 highlights. So, enjoy this. We'll be back with Steve Dixon in a moment.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
He's here.
With the title wrapped up, there was almost an air of relief around the Red Bull KTM camp, but it was once again Tom Vial who grabbed his 7th foxhole shot of the season. But it was Darian Sanai who quickly made his way into the lead. Adam Sterry got himself into 2nd, Vial was into 3rd, but he was on a charge. And soon enough, it was Vial who took over the lead from the American Sanai. All of this before the end of the first lap. Sterry was slotted neatly behind in 3rd place. Prado was in 4th. But not for long, because towards the end of the opening lap, as Sterry found his way into 2nd, Prado fell, picked himself up in 8th place, and he had no clutch for the entire race. Calvin Verlanderen was on a mission. The Honda rider made this move on Sinai. And that put the number 10 into 4th. Shortly after that, Jacoby retired from the race. So then Verlanderen was in 3rd position. It did not look good for the German. Brian Moreau fell. What was a tough weekend for the Bud Racing Kawasaki rider. Jorge Prado, though, despite riding clutchless, latched onto the back of Dylan Walsh. This pass put Prado into 5th position. He then went after Sinai. And as soon as Prado found his way past the American, the 57 started to drop backwards. Adam Sterry was in 2nd, and then Heats tipped over. That allowed Verlanderen into 2nd position. There was more misery for Sinai. An aggressive pass by Dylan Walsh meant that he lost more places than the one that Dylan Walsh took over. Top left corner of your screen, that was the moment that Tom Vial fell from the lead with 6 laps to go. Verlanderen went on to win for the first time this year, his 3rd race win in MX2. Vial was 2nd, Sterry was 3rd, but that 2-2 for Tom Vial meant that the young French rider won his first Grand Prix victory in MX2 22 years and 1 week after his dad Frederick's last Grand Prix victory on the 17th of August 1997 in Belgium. Verlanderen 2nd, Prado 3rd, and Vial now just 7 points off of Heats in 4th in the championship. But congratulations, Jorge Prado and Red Bull KTM.
Welcome back to our live studio show here on MXGP TV, the MXGP of Turkey at Afyon. And we're live, as always, from the circuit. Myself, Paul Malin, Lisa Leyland, and Steve Dixon, last minute Dixon, is in position, team owner for Bike It DRT Kawasaki. Steve, welcome to our studio show. The penultimate Grand Prix of the season, but I guess more crucially for you and your team, it's quite a big round, really, isn't it? Because Courtney Duncan is on the verge of claiming her first world title.
Yeah, she has a 23-point lead, and hopefully she can win the title for Kawasaki and for herself. And yeah, it's going to be a good race for her, and she's got to do what she normally does.
Which is?
Win.
The deal came together quite late, didn't it? Obviously, she was Yamaha before for many, many, many years. But everything came together probably, what, about 3 or 4 weeks before the first GP of the year in terms of, you know, everything being sorted. But how have her results impacted, you know, the team and the morale within the team and what has been a difficult season otherwise?
Yeah, I mean, it's been fantastic. I mean, we first entered the women's with Tara Geiger way back in sort of the first season, but she got injured. So, yeah, we've never entered the game. We were meant to sign Catherine Prum, but then she got injured. So, yeah, as this deal came together through various parties and yeah, it was fully backed by Kawasaki. It's been, you know, it's been a really good. Everyone sort of enjoyed. She's a really good character and good around the team. We've given her sort of, you know, good structure, and she's been able to do what she wants and goes back home. And you know, she's felt no pressure, so that's allowed her to sort of hopefully claim the title, and that's what she was missing. She's always had the speed.
Yeah.
Has it been a bit strange having a female rider on the team? I imagine it was all a bit blokey before. So, are the lad jokes off limits now with her there?
No, the lads are like a bunch of women anyway. So I mean, no, she fits in well. I mean, and she lives up with sort of Paul Keats most of the time. So, you know, and she trains with sort of Gustavo. It's been good. Yeah, very good for her. And as I say, it's been a difficult season with Darren being sort of, you know, out with this virus and not being able to perform. It's been, you know, it's been a sort of a godsend, really.
Yeah. Well, you said she fits in well. She definitely seems to be pretty settled there. I think perhaps she enjoys being part of a bigger team setup and also having teammates as well.
Yeah, I think, you know, she just arrives and, you know, picks a bike up and goes riding, and the same with practicing and stuff like that, I guess. And, you know, she can go home and she has nothing to worry. She knows that when she comes to race, she's just got to worry about herself, and that's the main thing. And you know, obviously in the past, you know, her parents and whoever's been around her has done a very good job to, you know, train her in motocross. So, you know, we can't take the credit for that. She's done fantastic up until coming to us. You know, hopefully we can just put the finishing parts to get her to claim a title, which is, you know, the difficult part as well. You know, so credit to all the mechanics and to everyone that sort of helped her through, and, you know, that the people around her that have kept her on her feet. It's been good.
Well, obviously, from one end of the scale to the other, you know, it's been a tough year for your star MX2 rider, Darren Sinai. There was such expectation on him at the start of the year. So has that been a bitter pill to swallow in some respects because of his virus? Yeah,
I mean, you know, we came into the season hoping to, you know, be pushing for sort of top results and also to, you know, challenge Prado and, you know, go for a title. And that was the aim, and, you know, that's what we structured to do. And it's been very difficult. You know, we weren't able to test at all over the winter. And, yeah, it's been a nightmare, really. But, you know, as motocross goes, you know, it's, well, as I always say, it's my 30th year this year. I've seen it come and go with you, with everyone. Yeah. You know, it's been difficult. Yeah, we were there in '97.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't expect nothing until the finish flag's over and, you know, and injuries are part of it.
How close do you think Darian is to being 100%, do you think?
Oh, he's 4 or 5 months off. I mean, if you think a rider comes out of a season fit and you know, they all claim it's a trophy, you know, just to come out of the season going into the off-season fit. You know, that's a major thing, that they haven't got heel up. Then they can, you know, work on their base. Darren hasn't got no base at all. You know, he's got less than base. So every week, you know, is a struggle. You know, he did well, you know, in Italy, but that took out of him. He couldn't train at all. You know, so the virus is sort of gone, but he's just unfit because he hasn't been able to train. And, you know, week to week, it's very demanding. If it was a one-day format on a Saturday, then we'd be all right. But, you know, you need to be at your best on the Sunday afternoon.
And what about Gus? Gustavo Pessoa, the 56's teammate to Darian. His first full season in MX2. It's not been easy for him, has it? Being here alone, he's from Brazil. But has he improved over the course of the year since he joined you full-time?
Yeah, I think he came in last season and he was... You know, the tail end of a season is always good to come in, you know, because same with schoolboys, everything, you know, they come in, people on the sort of downward spiral, they're sort of not as fit, they're sort of not as motivated, and then, you know, it's easy for sort of people to shine. So I think maybe he got a little bit of a false impression of, you know, the speed and everything. This season's been tough for him, but overall he's, you know, a far, far, far better rider. And, you know, fair play to him, he was Brazilian champion. He came away to try to seek, you know, more competition and learn the trade, and, you know, he's done that. I mean, it's just unfortunate he doesn't have, you know, lots of years to be able to do that. You know, that's the trouble.
Okay, well, next year, how close are you to finalising your plans?
Yeah, pretty close. I mean, I'm just waiting to go bargain shopping at the moment, you know. So no, no, we have a good structure, but obviously, you know, at the moment there's a lot of riders around, so we are waiting to see what's going on.
Any good bargains out there?
No? You're trying to get 2 for 1.
Yeah. No, it's, you know, we have a good structure. I mean, like I say, you know, we're a team that can compete at the top. But to be at the top, you need the rider to showcase you, and that's just down to, you know, how the season goes, and injury is a huge part of it. So, you know, it goes like that.
Okay, well, we've got a question on social media for you, Steve. This one's from Drika Gatti. Will Gustavo Pessoa continue in DRT for next year?
That's one of the golden questions. We don't know yet. So we're, you know, we still don't know. It's this month we'll have everything finalised.
Okay.
So,
as in August or September? September, October?
No, September, yeah. Okay. So we have 2 Australasian riders, and one's a girl.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, obviously Courtney, and the other one is...
you don't have to release anything right now.
No, we're not. We have another rider. So.
He's like speaking in code.
Yeah. Everyone will figure it out.
Watch the space.
Yeah. Anyway, Steve, we are out of time. Courtney's out on track now with free practice, so get out and see what she's doing.
Get out.
We're about to meet Tommy Searle, so he's coming in a moment. But before that, let's catch some highlights from MXGP. Race 2 from Sweden. See you in a moment. Okay. Cheers, Steve.
Tommy be late.
Gauthier Paulin got a great jump out of the start, but it was only good enough for 9th by the time he ended the first lap. Roman Fevre grabbed the 3rd foxhole shot of the year, though, as he led Tim Geiser and Jeremy Seawer around the first few corners. Another good start for the 41 of Paul Jonas and the number 4 of Arno Tonas. The track by now, rugged, hard, loose, slick. 100% concentration needed at all times, but the winner from race 1, Glenn Koldenoff, was lurking right at the back there in around 7th, 8th position towards the end of the first lap. Jeremy Searle felt the wrath of the number 41 of Paul Jonas as he carved his way up into 4th place, with all eyes on this battle at the front of the field between Febvre and Geiser. Jeremy Van Hoorbeek didn't make a great start. He was outside of the top 10, but wasted no time finding his way past Gauthier Paulin, and soon after that, Tommy Searle, as he got himself into 8th place. Koldenoff made his move on Searle. That put him up into 5th position, just after the halfway mark. All of a sudden, a podium was looking good for the winner of the Italian Grand Prix at Imola. This was Jeremy Van Hoorbeek going past Tommy Searle as he moved into 8th place. Jeffrey Hurlings was having a lonely ride, but he eventually made his way up into 4th. Tim Geiser was threatening Romain Febvre, and with 5 laps to go, the world champion was through and into the lead. And it would get worse for Febvre. A freak accident here launched the Yamaha man off the side of the track. Febvre would not rejoin the race because of a suspected leg injury. Kevin Strybos was the most innovative rider on the day. That pass on Tommy Searle put him up into 9th place. Hurlings eventually found his way past Searle to take 4th. Tim Geiser, though, was up front. Koldenoff made a decisive pass on Jonas on the final lap. And despite Geiser taking his 16th race win of the season, Koldenoff came home 2nd ahead of Jonas to secure back-to-back Grand Prix victories here in Sweden. A week ago it was Italy, now here for Koldenoff on the top step of the podium once again. They were joined by Paul Jonas for the 2nd time on the podium this year on his Rockstar Energy Husqvarna. Of course, Geiser world champion, Searle was 2nd, Paulin 3rd. Koldenoff now to 4th at the expense of Tonas, who now drops to 5th. And that was the MXGP of Sweden here. Congratulations to Glenn Koldenoff and standing construct KTM on the top step once again in MXGP. The championship will now take a 1-week break, but we will be back in 2 weeks' time for the MXGP of Turkey in Afyon.
Welcome back to our final part here on MXGP TV, our live studio show here, Afyon, Turkey, round 17 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. Tommy Searle is in position, our 3rd and final guest from Monster Energy Kawasaki Racing Team. Welcome to our studio show, Tommy. How would you describe your season as a whole? Obviously, you're 18th in the championship at the moment, but that's not really a true reflection, is it? Or is it? I don't know.
I don't know. Obviously, I started off with the Boss Racing Team, and that went good. You know, for the most part, we came into Argentina. I think I got 7th in the 2nd race, which was still my best result up to the season. But then, yeah, we had some ups and downs, and then I wanted to build my confidence off of that ride because it did boost my confidence a lot. I got a good start, and I rode in 5th for the majority of the race. And then, yeah, I ended up 7th, so I was thinking we had the British GP next, and I could build from that. But then we ended up having a few problems and little issues, but they kept mounting up, and I lost a little bit of confidence. And but in between, we had some good rides, and obviously some bad rides as well, and some problems. So just a little bit difficult. And then obviously I got the chance to come to the factory Kawasaki team, which I jumped at because obviously their riders were injured, and I got the opportunity. I've been with Kawasaki a long time, and it made sense for me to jump into that spot. Yeah, and I had I think a 6th in Italy, 8th last week in Sweden. So it's not been bad. I struggled with a couple of injuries when I went onto that team. Just niggly injuries that have hindered me, but now I'm feeling a lot better, so hopefully I can shine the last couple of rounds.
Right, that's all we've got time for on our studio show this week.
Pretty much answered every question we had for you. Brilliant. Okay.
No, I'm joking. But,
that was a true professional for you.
Yeah. He's just sound bit right there.
Got anything to add to that?
Yeah. No, but you did touch on it at the beginning. 7th overall in Argentina. You must have been pretty pleased with that, as you said. You know, I mean, did you have a good winter? Was it a good, productive winter at that point?
Yeah, no, I had a really good winter. I had no injuries coming into the winter, which was great. I had a solid as much as I could ask. You know, I'd done my testing, I'd done my riding, and yeah, I came in pretty strong. That was what's Yeah, I mean, I wanted a good season. I had a lot of hope for this season, one that I wanted to change around and make big progress, but yeah, it didn't really happen through majority reasons. You know, we had good results, we had bad results, but my confidence took, over the races, took a little bit of a hit, and then I got the factory right.
Well, we can see a 7th in Argentina overall, but what happened after that? You said you had a few issues, your confidence was hit. What was it? Was it you, the bike, the team, or was it just a bit of everything?
I guess a little bit of everything. Once you have some problems, you know, the team was new, the whole Boss team. There was great parts about the team, their suspension, everything was great, but they were a new team coming into a top level GP, you know, and they had a new bikes using Kawasaki, so just problems that you get with any new team. Unfortunately, we was experiencing throughout the races, which was a struggle really, and we were struggling to find out what problems we was having. So that was just hurting my confidence, because I didn't feel confident going to the start in the end. But they were trying to figure it out. They was working hard, and then we did get some good results. But in the time being, I was a little bit, just my confidence did take a hit in that. But you know, they tried, they worked hard, they obviously wanted the best, but sometimes it's just a struggle. Yeah,
well, some say you were perhaps given a lifeline when KRT picked you up for the rest of the season. How was that experience, the whole experience for you? I guess a lot of testing for you, quite hard work, was it? To get back in the game?
I went to start testing, and that's when I already hurt my rib. I think I cracked a rib before in Latvia. Then I got the chance to go to KRT. I went testing, and I'd done one day, and I was sort of in a bit of pain, didn't say anything. The next day I went to the track. They had everyone there ready to go, and I bent over to do my boots up, and I just felt my rib crack. So I'm thinking, oh, no, I can't believe what's happened, really. And I'm just thinking, what am I going to say to this? They're all here, I'm here, and I sat there taking a couple of breaths, and I tried walking it off around the paddock, and then Antoine come over, he says, what's up? And I says, I can't breathe. He says, what do you mean you can't breathe? I says, I think I broke a rib. He says, how?
Doing my boot
up. So none of it made sense. And I went home, and it was planning on, okay, come back next week. So I was trying to say, I might have just popped a rib, displaced, it's going to be fine. But it sort of took a lot longer, and I struggled for a long time. The rib's absolutely fine now, but I lost any testing I could do. The team was wanting me to test. Obviously, I was wanting to test, but I had no speed. I was just trying to get through the races. I had the British Championship in between. And then I raced Czech, but then I crashed on the last lap because I couldn't hold on and broke a bone in my hand. So another setback, but we're finally starting to feel good, and we're here now in Turkey. So I put all that behind. The team's great, the bike's great. Even with the limited testing that I've done, I'm so comfortable on the bike, I couldn't ask for any more from them.
Well, look, we're almost out of time here, a couple of minutes left. Obviously, you've had 4 top 10 finishes from the last 4 races, 6th and 9th overall the last couple of Grand Prix. Are they the kind of results that you were expecting after Argentina? And I guess between then and now, was there a point during the season where you weren't enjoying your racing anymore, and the confidence was taken, and this KRT deal has brought some of that enjoyment back? Yeah,
100%. I'm really, really enjoying the races. I said to the guys at Kawasaki, I'm enjoying GPs more than I have done in the past 5 years now. Even with the injuries, I come here, I know the bike's such good at starts. If I struggle in qualifying, I think to myself, well, no dramas, I'll get a start tomorrow and I'll hang in. So that gives me so much hope coming to the races, knowing that I've got the tools to do the job, and it's on me. And even if I'm struggling on Saturday, Sunday I turn it around, which I have done the last few GPs, and that gives me hope coming to the races, and that's all I can ask for, you know, the team that's given everything, and now I've got the opportunity to do the same. I'm really enjoying racing.
All right. Just a quick reminder before we do disappear. I've got one more question after this, but just to let you know, we've got a fantastic offer on MXGP TV coming up this weekend. Of course, 70% discount. That's on the whole season package, by the way, so every race from start to finish. But more crucially, that also involves or includes the FIM Monster Energy Motocross Nation. So if you have it, great. If you don't and you want to introduce it to somebody else, then MXGPTV.com. Get signed up, because it does include that big race at the end of September. Tommy, just before we go real quick, obviously, I kind of need to ask this. These are the last 2 Grand Prix now, Turkey, China, but there's a lot of speculation around you and potentially next year and stuff like that. Are these potentially your last 2 GPs, or is it too early to say?
They could be, yeah. I'll see how I feel at the end of them. I mean, I'm not going to race GPs if I don't feel I have a package that I can fight up front, because mentally it's difficult coming to a races when you know you don't have the bike to do the job. And I've done that, you know, not that the teams haven't been doing the best they possibly can, but I've experienced now riding a factory team of what the other riders are on, you know, and they're all great riders like myself, and I feel like I'm one of the top riders. If I had the base fitness of a winter training on a team like this, then I can be as good as anyone, but I don't want to put myself through it racing for something that I can't really achieve, you know. So we'll see what happens. If an opportunity comes up, then great, but if not, I'm happy with where I'm at, and I love racing GPs. If I get a chance where I don't do the full season, I'd still love to do selected rounds, maybe some AMA races, but nothing's set in stone yet. But either way, I'm enjoying racing right now, and I'm making the most of that.
All right, look, well, we are out of time. Thank you, Tommy. All the best, and enjoy these last 2 Grand Prix, if they are, you know, if that's the situation. Thanks to Tommy, thanks to Steve, and also, who was our first guest, actually? Yargo Kit, seems like ages ago now. We are running over time, that's why. But join us 1:50. We've got European 2-stroke race 1. 4 o'clock, we've got women's race 1, and then all the qualifying races, MX2 and MXGP, and all the action live tomorrow. Still 2 championships to be decided in the European 2-stroke and WMX this weekend, so make sure you miss all the join all the action. Don't miss the action, of course. Join us for all the action on MXGP TV. Thanks for watching. See you in China next week. Bye for now.